So you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to own your own business, but you don't have any business ideas. Well, you've come to the right place. At the Startup Academy, we're here to help teens turn their business ideas into a reality. And there's several different approaches that we use to help teens like you come up with your golden idea. To start, we're going to use the problem-solution method. I'm going to give you 2 different activities that will help you identify problems and solutions. During these activities and the others we'll do today, you will need a pen, paper, and Post-it notes. Be prepared to pause the video at certain points of the exercise to give you time to participate. The first problem-solution activity we'll do is called a virtual walkthrough. If you'd like to recreate this exercise, you can walk through any place at any time of day. Right now, we're going to walk through your morning routine at your house. During this activity, you will be tempted to say, "That is just how it is," or "There's nothing that you can do about that problem." I want to push you to challenge that thinking. Now, close your eyes and allow your mind to walk through your morning routine. You wake up in the morning. What's the very first thing you do? You get out of bed. What do you notice? 5 minutes have gone by. What do you do? What problems do you notice? Is there anything that could possibly enhance or improve the process that is the first 5 minutes of your day? You've now been awake for 15 minutes. What are you doing at this point in the morning? Getting dressed? Eating? Are you showering? What struggles and difficulties have you encountered in your first 15 minutes? What could be better? What could you improve? Things that have become the norm for you in your morning that could be improved. You've now been awake for a half hour. You may be getting ready for school, getting started with your daily routine. Think of parts of that morning routine that are difficult, challenging, less than ideal. Now that you have taken time to virtually walk through your morning routine, let's take time to write down some of the problems that you identified. For now, we're not worried about solutions. Let's jot down the problems that you came up with. Write down as many problems as you can. Get them down on paper so you can look at them. I'm going to describe the next portion of this activity as if you were working with a group. If you are on your own, it will work just the same. Now is the time to gather all the problems that you came up with onto one single paper. Many of your problems will overlap, others will be unique. Pause the video so that you have time to get your ideas down. Now that all of your problems have been recorded and written on a single paper, it's time to start thinking of solutions. Before you start talking with each other about solutions, I want you to write down your solutions on Post-it notes or paper in front of you. Pause the video so that you have time to get your ideas down. Now that you've gotten your own ideas down on paper, it is time to share them with the group. As you are sharing solutions with each other, in this initial stage, don't be overly critical of ideas that might not seem realistic or that may not seem good. Right now, we're getting all the ideas out on the table. Now that your ideas are on the table, or on the board if you're using Post-it notes, notice that there are certain themes or trends. Separate your Post-it notes into the different trends that you see forming as you create your ideas. Now that all of your ideas are on the board, it's time to look at which ideas are more realistic than others. Chat with your group about which ideas have potential, which ideas do you need to learn more about, and which ideas are flat out bad. Now's the time to start separating some of those Post-its from one another so that you can know which ideas are most viable and ones that you are interested in bringing to life. That wraps up our virtual walkthrough. Pause the video now if you would like to review this exercise or do it again. I want to do one more problem solution activity with you. For the next activity of problem solution, I'm going to show you an image of a problem, and it is up to you to ideate different solutions based on the image that you see before you. The same process of identifying the problem, coming up with the solutions, and then coming together as a group can and should be applied to this process. The image before you demonstrates a problem that is faced by many in the world. Your job is to ideate solutions for this problem. Notice that in a single image there are several different problems you could identify. Pause the video so that you have time to get your ideas down. Now that you've identified problems, you can repeat the same brainstorming process we learned earlier in this video. You can pause the video now if you would like to repeat those steps. The next method of ideation that we'd like to share with you is called what-if questions. What-if questions invite us to consider things that we usually don't consider because they're not currently being done. Especially with this method, allow yourself to think of the unknown. Allow yourself to stretch the limits of possibility. Come up with several what-if questions of your own. Imagine things that you wish could be done. Some examples of what-if questions are, what if I could be 2 places at once? And what if I could shower without leaving my bed? Pause the video to get your questions down on paper. Now that you have your questions down, you can share them with your group. Discuss how you may be able to bring some of your what-if questions to life. With the example of being 2 places at once, think of how a baby monitor allows parents to figuratively be 2 places at once. Apply this style of thinking to your questions. Pause the video so that you can take time with your group to carry out this activity. The third method of ideation that we are going to share with you today is called combining trends. Great ideas often come from combining different objects or trends. In some cases, new technologies or methods can be applied to old industries or items to create new products. What I need you to do is think of 2 numbers between 1 and 25. Write those numbers down in front of you. Come up with a product or service using the 2 words that correspond with the numbers you selected. If your numbers were 1 and 14, you would come up with a product or service that combines both printer and pillow. Feel free to come up with more than one product or service that you could provide. Now you are ready to get together with your group to share the ideas and products you've created. You can repeat this activity by combining different trends that you see within different markets in which you shop. Today, we've gone through 4 ideation activities within 3 methods. These activities are fun to do on your own and with friends. We invite you to revisit whenever you would like to repeat them in the future. If you feel like you haven't found your golden idea, don't give up. Continue to apply these methods again and again. In the Startup Academy course, we have additional resources and additional methods that I'm confident will lead you to your idea. For those of you who do have your idea, now what? At the Startup Academy, we're committed to helping you turn your idea into a reality. So come, join us today, turn your idea into a reality, and become an entrepreneur.